All right, so this last week has been nothing short of crazy. I mean, I've had a lot going on in my personal life, but I've had a lot going on the YouTube front as well. I've been trying to get caught up on a bunch of videos that I have coming down the pipeline, record some member-only videos for you guys, so I apologize for the week-long hiatus. The last reaction that I have up on the channel is my reaction for Ahsoka Episode 5. You guys killed it with the viewership for that one. I want to thank all of you, all the new people that I've got from the Ahsoka show. It's really meant a lot to me seeing those videos blow up, especially over the past couple of days. Not only has this last week been crazy in that regard, but it's been crazy as well because I'm still on the high that is last week's episode. I mean, that episode gave us everything that we possibly could have wanted out of something that presents itself as live action Clone Wars. And I thought the character development for both Ahsoka and Anakin in that episode was fantastic. I mean, it shows us where Anakin as a force spirit, I guess, is at mentally. You know, he's overcome all this stuff in his life, and now he's at a very familiar yet unfamiliar path in his life that we're kind of still piecing together. Some people are like, oh, is he the new father? Are we going to see more connections with that? I think that's a really great theory, that he is the father now, that he embodies both the light and the dark. But I mean, who's the daughter? I guess Ahsoka would be the daughter, but then who would be the son? So, you know, we got to set something up for that if that's the way we're going. And unlike the first 3 episodes, this episode hasn't weakened on me yet. The first 3 episodes I really liked when I first watched, and then as the week went by waiting for the next episode, I was like, there's some flaws in this. This is a little bit inconsistent. I have a problem with this. But these last 2 episodes, episodes 4 and 5, I haven't felt that whatsoever. I feel like the story is really starting to pick up and go in the direction that Dave has been setting up for us this whole time and what he actually really wants to get into. I mean, are we going to see Thrawn tonight? Are we going to see Ezra? What is going to happen? Are we actually going to make it to the next galaxy, or are we going to make a pit stop at Lizzo and Jack Black's place? That would be pretty cool. Please don't do that. Speaking of Mandalorian Season 3, there is that one shot in, I think, Episode 1 where Grogu is looking out, you know, the little bubble in the N1, and he sees the Purrgil flying along the hyperspace lane that they're in. Some people are saying that could possibly be Ahsoka and Huyang and their ship, you know, in the whale's mouth. I think that's a little bit of a stretch, but if that does come to fruition, I mean, it doesn't really affect anything, so I think it would be pretty cool. But there's just so many things going into this next episode that I'm like, man, what are we going to see? I don't know what's going to happen, and we haven't seen any trailer footage. We really know nothing. I mean, in regards to the leaks kind of ended here. There are some, which I haven't seen all of. I just know some stuff about Ezra. This stuff is going to be nuts. But in regards to everything else, I have no idea what to expect. I just know some certain things about Ezra's force abilities. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. So as you can tell, I'm super excited. Before we get started, though, do me a favor. If you're new to the channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button, like button, turning on post notifications. Whatever you guys want to do to support the channel, I would greatly appreciate it. And if you're interested in seeing full-length versions of this reaction or any other reaction that I have up on the channel, as well as early access to said reactions, you'll find them right here on YouTube on my membership page. So if you guys could check those out as well, I would greatly appreciate it. So without further ado, I'm super excited. So let's go. No! Yeah, everything after last episode, these last 3 episodes, we haven't seen anything from the trailers. I think the only 2 shots we've seen are the Thrawn shots. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm almost positive on that. I have a feeling we're going to see them in this episode. Both of them, Ezra and Thrawn. All depending on what kind of episode this is, but I have no idea what kind of episode it's going to be. I don't know if we're going to be following Ahsoka, or if we're going to be following somebody else like Sabine. Whew. I love the uncertainty that I'm feeling right now. Like, uncertainty of what is going to happen, not if it's going to be good. I know it's going to be good. I love that they do that. They don't include any footage from the last half of the show or season, really, in the trailers. Alright, where are we at? This is sick.
Intergalactic travel within a star whale. Now I really have done it all.
I remember them from the stories you would tell us. When we were younglings, back at the temple.
Ah, yes. I still have those stories in my archive memory. Would you like to hear one?
Me and Huyang would be boys. We'd chill and just talk for hours.
There's something I didn't tell Hera about Sabine.
Which is
She went with the enemy willingly.
impossible.
I mean, she knows her connection with Ezra, though, so, like, should it really be that surprising?
She was fated to make that choice. There wasn't enough time to prepare her to make the right one.
The Force provides you with insight, but it does not give one all the answers.
That's what I mean. He's a G.
A choice she made for herself.
That is your fear.
Could say it was selfish, I guess. Not I guess, it was.
Your choice.
Very well. A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away.
That's awesome. It's a bit of a different tone to the music in this one. I like it. It's different, just like this new galaxy is hopefully going to be very different. Is this still on the Eye of Sion?
We had a deal. You promised me I would see Ezra again. Hey!
I think he'll honor it. I mean, it might just be wishful thinking, but I think he'll stick to it. Are they still en route, or are they there?
Landing complete. We have arrived at our destination.
Sweet. Whoa. Thing looked like it was fried for a second. Huh.
That is Peridia, the ancient homeworld of my ancestors, the Dathomiri.
The Jedi Archive spoke of this place.
My people were among the first to harness and ride the creatures in the days before time was counted.
Huh. That's new information. Keep it coming. It's Purgil bones? That's wild. I still think that ship design's really cool. Man, she does not like her. Those Dathomiri statues? Yeah. This is pretty wild. Is that where Thrawn's at? Hey, yo, what? Are those witches? What? I didn't think we'd actually see witches here. I mean, I guess it makes sense, but...
You heard our call to you in the dream.
Your visions guided me across the stars.
Long have we waited for you.
And you came as Thrawn promised.
Is this supposed... This isn't supposed to be Mother Talzin, is it? Because she's dead, right? This is some weird shit. I can't lie, but it's very intriguing.
Where is Ezra? Where is he?
I think that look, yeah, he wants to keep his promise. Wolves?
What is it, Master?
That was a lot of silence.
I know no such stories.
You weren't raised at the temple. Stories of this galaxy are considered folk tales.
I want to know more about them. Like, she wasn't raised at the temple, but he obviously escaped from the temple, right? Or at least I feel like that's been said by somebody. So how did they meet? It must have been after Order 66, right?
I watched everything I knew burn.
Yeah.
The Jedi Temple?
Yeah, so he was there.
Fall of the Jedi. Rise of the Empire. It repeats again and again and again.
He's right. In one way or another, history does repeat itself.
Won't our alliance with Thrawn finally bring us into power?
That sort of power is fleeting.
Dude, it is such a shame that we lost him. Like, his character is one of the highlights of this show. I just wish he would have been around to feel all of the love and reception that he got, that he's still continuing to get. Yeah, dude, I don't know. I don't think so. Maybe I was wrong. Or maybe that's not her. What? Oh, it's Thrawn's ship. The name is escaping me. I know it. I just heard it today. What is that imprinted on the bottom? I couldn't make out what that was. Huh. Ooh, dude. Whoa. 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 Yo, dude. We're getting into it quicker than I thought, and I'm so happy. Are those undead stormtroopers? I'm for sure that those are undead stormtroopers. They're looking a little CGI-y, but that is okay, because this is awesome. Yo.
What was first just a dream has become a frightening reality for those who may oppose us.
This is nuts.
This is Enoch, captain of my guard. He shall begin the cargo
Enoch.
transfer as per my agreement with the Great Mothers.
I have seen the catacombs. It will take some time.
These are undead stormtroopers, aren't they? Like, dude, they have to be. They can't be anything else.
Balin Skull, and his apprentice, Shin Hati.
Then you must be General Balin Skull of the Jedi Order.
Oh yeah, he would know. He knows all. Oh shit, this is so cool.
The prisoner is Sabine Wren.
Now there's a familiar name. She'll be of great use to us.
Where's Ezra though, dude? Like, this is... I gotta admit, it's looking a little bit of a CGI fest, but you know what? That's okay. Just that shot of them, like, inside the hangar bay, because that was real.
Sabine.
See, now they all look real.
Thrawn.
The troopers looked a little claymation-esque.
I'm aware of your agreement with Balin Skull, and I intend to honor it. You shall have provisions, amounts, and our latest intel on Bridges' whereabouts.
So that's it? You're just gonna let me walk out of here?
Nothing more to look into here.
It's also quite possible that your friend is dead.
So he doesn't know, or he does, and he's playing with her.
You've gambled the fate of your galaxy on that belief.
You know what's crazy? I'm not even like being like, oh, this is live action Thrawn. No, this is like Thrawn, like from Rebels, just in a new format. Like, it's translated so well. Having the same voice actor for these characters come and do it like with live action is helping a lot, though. Like, it helped a lot with Bo-Katan. Bro, these are so undead stormtroopers. Like, what else would they be? I was gonna say the corpse. It's probably just undead version of the corpses that died on the Star Destroyer whenever the Purrgil took them. This is very, very interesting. Ah, great shot. It's like Palpatine watching the clones get ready for war.
Sabine Wren will have the opportunity of finding Ezra Bridger, just as promised. And if she does, you and your master will destroy them both.
Wonder what happened between them. Did they just go their separate ways? Like, after they got here, they kind of just were like, well, f you, I'm leaving. Is she actually gonna find him, though? Like, in this episode? Whoa.
No, wait!
Is this the part where Ezra shows up and saves her? That was pretty sweet. Red Samurai dudes. Oh, come on, he's gotta show up. Or I forgot she had that. Nice try. That's pretty cool.
Grand Admiral, the mercenaries have departed.
Good. Prepare to attack squads. Wait for Lord Balin's signal.
That helmet is sick, and I need it. It's gonna be, I'm telling you, pretty soon, we're gonna be all decked out. I mean, we are, but like, more, please.
Our primary objective is to escape this galaxy. It matters not whether Ren and Bridge are killed or stranded here. The same can be said for your two mercenaries.
Yeah, dude, he don't give no fucks.
You abandoned me.
But it came back.
Should have
Little
known
bit.
you were a coward.
He's like, hey, I could have went all the way back. Instead, I came and saw if your ungrateful ass was okay. It's like a dog.
I'll give you another chance, but you better not bail on me this time. Got it?
I can't tell if that's CG or... No, that's CG. From a distance, it kind of looked like an animatronic.
You got something?
I love how unfamiliar everything seems. Because, I mean, we're in a new galaxy. So, obviously, things are going to seem unfamiliar. And that they are to her. But, like, even to us as an audience, we're kind of like, what's going on here? What is this? What is that? I mean, we just are not caught up to speed on what's going on or what this place is.
Hey.
That's not a rock. That's a turtle. Turtle man.
Okay, yeah, that trick's over.
It's Disney. They gotta make toys. But again, George Lucas made so much money off of toys by making stuff like this. So I guess it's always been Star Wars, but it's always something. Is that a puppet?
Down. Tota. Tota!
I want the Funko Pop right now. I don't know what to make of this thing. Does he recognize the symbol? Must know Ezra. Or did Ezra give that to him? This is insane.
I don't believe it.
I don't believe it either.
You must know Ezra Bridger.
This episode is so fascinating. I love it. Like, it feels different, and I like that because we're in a different galaxy. And I'm sure once we go back to the main one, it'll feel like the main one.
Do you miss it? The Order.
I like that we're getting time between them.
There was no future there.
You clearly see one here.
I see what once was the great witch kingdom of the Dathmiri. Something stirs here. Can't you see it?
I see bandits.
Dude, that's the only way I can describe, like, their relationship. It's just fascinating. Everything about this episode so far is just so intriguing in one way or another. I will admit this episode is a lot of exposition. Obviously, there's not been a ton of action, but, like, I'm okay with that. After the last two episodes that we had, this is kind of needed to push the next couple of episodes leading into whatever Dave has planned. Is Ezra here? I mean, this would be so Ezra, like helping out the little guy. Oh, dude, these things, I didn't want to like them, but I like them.
No, thank you.
The puppet to CGI to puppet again is just done so well. ILM is just, they've got a hold on that. Like what they do with these guys and then like Grogu whenever they switch to CGI, like they make the CGI model move like a puppet.
I knew I could
I
count
love
on
that.
you.
Whoa, it's got the beard and everything.
Sure took you long enough.
Well, you didn't exactly tell any of us where you were going.
That's because I didn't know where I was going.
This is wild.
I see my friends found you.
Yeah. Your very own band of rebels.
He is such a good older Ezra.
How did you get here?
Let's not talk about that.
Sabine?
Hey,
Hmm?
I just want to be happy that I found you.
Dikti, what? Shh.
Their reunion is not what I expected it to be, but it's everything that we needed it to be.
The thread of fate has spoken to us.
Another comes.
A Jedi. They ride the travelers.
Well, that is unwelcome news.
Ahsoka?
Could it be the recently deceased Ahsoka Tano?
Impossible.
I thought it was beyond you to underestimate a Jedi.
He's just so smart.
We shall consider Ahsoka Tano alive until we know otherwise. If a star whale approaches Peridia, destroy it with prejudice.
Oof.
I shall once again require the aid of your dark magic.
Really? So dark magic is the explanation for all of this, I assume. Okay. I got some thoughts. That was a really good episode. I'm not going to say it was perfect. I'm not going to say it was everything I was expecting it to be. But I see the direction that we're going in. I'm really liking the direction that we're going in. And yet, whether we like it or not, the show is probably going to end up being set up for what the movie is going to be. And I think the next couple of seasons of these Disney Plus Star Wars shows like Skeleton Crew, the next Mando season, if they are going to do another season, I know there were rumors about them turning that into a movie, which I wouldn't mind, or they're going to combine the idea of that movie / next season into the Heir to the Empire movie. Who knows what they're going to do? But I see where this vision is going. I'm liking the direction that it's going in. There are some bumps along the way, though. First, I want to start off with all the good in this episode, everything that I really did like. I like how unfamiliar this new planet or this new galaxy feels. It feels very new, yet old and ancient and mysterious. It feels exactly like what they were trying to describe to us throughout these last couple of episodes of this new galaxy, and us kind of getting a feel for what it's going to be in this episode was really, really cool. Secondly, we're expanding on Shin and Baylan's backstory, at least their motives, and like kind of getting in their thoughts. Them conversing in those two separate scenes that they had, the two longer scenes, I thought was great. Him reminiscing on the Jedi Order, and if he missed it or if he necessarily wanted it to come back in any way. And then we learned that Shin wasn't a part of Order 66 or at the temple at the time of Order 66, which makes sense. She seems like she's too young to be. It would make sense that he or she's somebody that maybe Baylan found along the way, you know, trying to avoid the Empire and avoid Vader and all the Inquisitors. He came across her and trained her as what he was becoming. Not necessarily a Jedi, not necessarily a Sith. I don't like the term Gray Jedi. I know a lot of people don't like that term. I don't really like it either, but they're the in-between, basically. And one of the things that really made this episode was the Thrawn reveal. Obviously, we have Lars Mikkelsen coming back to actually play the character in live action instead of just the voice like he did in Rebels. I think he looks fantastic. I think the CGI in the scene where they introduced him was a little wonky. I think the background, you know, models and all of the 3D models that they obviously used for the undead stormtroopers, those weren't all real people. I mean, maybe a few in the front, but a lot of those were just 3D renders of people. And the one undead stormtrooper in specific, the one with like the gold-plated face in the middle of like what looked like the AT-AT driver's helmet. I think they said his name was Enoch or Enoch. I think I remember the name Enoch from some of the leaks, but we didn't know who that was yet. They just kind of dropped the name in there. The whole thing with the witches, I think, is really interesting. I thought those turtle creatures that Sabine was interacting with were goofy and funny. I mean, it's Disney Star Wars. You have to expect something like that to pop up. I know that's something that people are probably going to get mad at. I don't mind that kind of stuff in Star Wars. Like, I've never really hated Jar Jar. As much as I don't like The Last Jedi, I don't really hate the Porgs. I mean, they're just Star Wars creatures. It's all about merchandising it. I was expecting it to be. I thought Ezra was going to be like this lone survivor who's been like harnessing like the dark side and the light side, and he's kind of more of a light side version of what Baylan and Shin are. But he also harnesses the dark side to, you know, do some cool stuff and some stuff that I've heard in the leaks, some of the force powers that he may possess now. Now, I did think this episode had a few scenes, maybe 3 or 4 scenes, which is a lot for a 45-minute episode or a 40-minute episode, whatever this was. I think it was just about 40 minutes with the intro, but there was a good amount of exposition and some long stares. You know, that's just a continuing problem with this show, is just all of the empty air that they have in this show. I mean, it's just so much staring and silence. It's almost painful at certain points, but those complaints aren't deterring me from the show at all in any way. I mean, they're just kind of factors that I take away from the show, and I was like, oof, I wish that was a little bit different. Overall, I think what this episode was a setup episode for the next 2 episodes going into the finale. I think both of these last 2 episodes are going to serve as like a part 1 and a part 2 to the overall finale. I think it's all going to be one story. This was kind of just getting us to Thrawn. The fact that we didn't see Ahsoka in this episode, I think we're going to see her, follow her throughout the whole next episode. I don't know what all of the interactions are going to be like once Thrawn, Ahsoka, Ezra, Sabine get into like the same area or the same room and actually fight or talk, or who knows what's going to happen. But I found this episode to be enjoyable. I do think there were problems with it. I think it was a little slow at certain points. I think some stuff could be definitely cut out. I think some of the CGI looked a little bit rough, but I see the vision. I trust in Dave Filoni. I mean, he hasn't really failed yet with this show, if I'm being completely honest. I do think that there are problems with it. It's not a perfect show by any means, especially the first couple of episodes, and then I do have some problems with episode 3 and this one, but I see the vision. I'm really loving the story. While not executed perfectly, I'm still on board, and I'm having a great time with it so far. So let me know what you guys thought down in the comments below. If you're new to the channel, do me a favor. Please consider hitting that subscribe button, like button, turning on post notifications. Whatever you guys want to do to support the channel, I would greatly appreciate it. If you're interested in seeing full-length versions of this reaction or any other reaction that I have up on the channel, as well as early access to said reactions, you'll find them right here on YouTube on my membership page. So if you guys could check those out as well, I would greatly appreciate it. So hopefully you guys did enjoy, and I will see you all in the next one.